defense. They've got excellent skill sets. You're right, at times maybe go a little too fast. That's to be expected with the adrenaline and the energy that comes with playing in the Garden under the bright lights, but their future very bright. I like the basketball builds, long and wiry, angular, which is what you look for when you're recruiting.
Well, this guy's not long or wiry. He is short and compact, 6 feet 190. Chris Wright does just fine with that body of his. He's off to Georgetown next year.
Eric, what did he tell us today? The reason why he's going to Georgetown for JT III. He said it's the same offense that is really becoming popular right now, kind of that Princeton style, New Jersey net style, and that offense is really designed for a guard like Chris Wright to showcase his skills and run a ball club, be a terrific passer. Chris Wright in Georgetown next year, I think, in my opinion, are a perfect fit.
Austin Freeman fighting inside. No, loose ball out of bounds. It'll stay with the yellow team. It's Gary Johnson fighting hard for that basketball inside, but Patrick Patterson denying him each and every time. 11:47 remaining in this one. We've got a good one. Yellow on top by a half dozen. Don't look now, but we've got a good game. The yellow on top of the blue by 6 for the 2007 Jordan Brand All-American Classic. And well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the only Heisman Trophy Award winner in the house today is standing by with our own Heather Cox. Heather, take it away.
I think that's a pretty fair guess, Eric, joined by Eddie George, 10-year NFL veteran who's no longer playing, and actually you switched sides to the other side of the microphone. How are you liking the TV gig?
You know, I'm loving the TV gig right now. It's a lot of fun. I have an opportunity to talk about the game and something I love, something I did for the last 10 years and have fun doing it and growing in that. So it's been a lot of fun.
Not only were you a great player for Tennessee, but you came from Ohio State, where a Buckeye. How impressed have you been by the Buckeye success on the basketball court and the football field last year?
You know, I was very happy, but you know, the outcome of both games, you know, I wasn't happy with toward the end of the year, especially against Florida. You know, it seems like that's our new Michigan right now, but it's good to see him. I'm watching the young kid, KK, I can't pronounce his name.
We'll go with Costa.
Who's going to replace Oden next year, so hopefully, you know, we'll make another run at it.
All right, well, best of luck to you. I think Eddie George has become a Gator hater, guys.
Yeah. Well, Ohio State has no problems with Michigan anymore. Well, you got to find a new rival, I guess. I guess it's Florida. Well, you just missed a fantastic dunk. Gary Johnson on an inbounds play, finishing strong at the rim with 2 hands. And now the other way, we're going to have free throws for Donte Greene, who's off to play for Syracuse next year.
Both teams executing their baseline out of bounds play well, and that's a tribute to these coaches in a short amount of time to have their players ready to execute on out of bounds plays, on half court sets. And of course, it helps to have a player like Gordon to be able to climb the ladder and send it in.
Donte Greene now with 16 points. Lead back up to 7. Inside, Jay Lucas was hit on the arm, and he will go to the free throw line.
He's got that extra gear, Lucas does. But again, even in a small game, Eric, you've seen he's really good when it's a back and forth, broken floor, open floor situation. But when the floor shrinks, the game comes to a screeching halt and it gets half court, his lack of strength at 5'10", $155 is something he's going to really have to learn to develop. Use his quickness and not his strength inside in traffic.
Well, similar to Mike Conley of Ohio State, who was able to use the quickness, his smarts, his intelligence, even though he gave away a little bit of size and doesn't have a durable body as some of the larger guards in the Big Ten. Good break
right ahead of the pack, knocks in another layup.
What Mike Conley was able to do that I think Lucas will learn to do, and why I think Mike Conley will be the #1 point guard taken in the draft if he stays in. Mike Conley understood the importance of taking the ball anywhere he wanted to go on the floor at the proper time. You see Austin Freeman going to Georgetown, driving all the way to the rim. But that is what a great point guard does. Where does the ball have to go? Let me take it there for you.
Good block inside Gary Johnson, but Chandler Parsons, Johnny on the spot for another 2 for him. Parsons now in double digits with 11.
Parsons, if he continues to grow, he's got a game a little bit like Steve Novak, who formerly played at Marquette, or even Dan Fitzgerald. That versatility to play inside and out.
Back-to-back baskets by Austin Freeman. He's now got 9 points.
I think Parsons right now going to Florida, offensively, I think he can replace the points of Corey Brewer. Defensively, though, is where Billy Donovan's going to have to really challenge Parsons, because Corey Brewer, in my opinion, one of the top 2 or 3 defenders in all of college basketball, not only this year, but the last 2 years.
Donte Greene with 18 points to lead everyone in this game.
That's a good point. Corey Brewer not only could put numbers up, but he took pride in being a defensive stopper, shutting people's water off at that end of the floor.
Gary Johnson, he says he needs to improve that part of his game. The outside shot, a little bit too strong with the jumper, but the pass thrown out of bounds. It'll go back over to the blue team.
Well, take a look at this execution. This was actually Rogers off the inbound play and the flush. Good look. These teams, again, sharing the ball and looking for one another. Some of it is the brother-in-law defense, the El Matador defense, but some of it is actually the fact they're organized, they're executing. Give them credit for the willingness to be coachable.
That's the second reference to the brother-in-law defense.
Which is, by the way,
you score, I score, we take care of each other.
But it's completely different than mother-in-law defense. Constant harassing, constant pressure. Mother-in-law defense, relentless, never lets up. Brother-in-law defense, score anytime you want. Keep it in the family defensively.
9:42 remaining. Corey Fisher, the pride of the Bronx, back into the game. Fisher's had a solid game.
You're getting ready to find out about mother-in-law defense.
That's right, August 17th.
This summer, you're going down the aisle.
It's a big day.
Eric Gordon misses. Offensive rebound inside. Freeman has it blocked, gets it back, knocks it in.
We talked about Austin Freeman, another good fit for Georgetown because of his feel for the game, his skill set, the timing, the passing, the screening, the spacing involved in that Georgetown offense. He has the ability to read and recognize, react.
Eric Gordon, good feed. Jay Lucas finds him in stride. Kufos gets back to 2.
A little cherry picking by Kufos.
Loose ball run down by Jared Bayless. Clean look, left-handed jumper. Jeffrey Jordan, no. Lucas again, the good fight in transition. Gary Johnson, the future Texas Longhorn.
Again, around the rim is where Gary Johnson really prevails right now. Out of Houston Aldine High School, 32-2 this year. He's a horse.
Good vision on that pass by Lucas as well.
Jeffrey Jordan, the last bucket. This bucket again by Johnson.
And Lav, he's relentless. I mean, this is a guy that's going to run the floor every time. He's going to play every possession like it's his last. That's why Rick Barnes told me earlier this week, every coach in the country would want to coach a kid like Gary Johnson because of the effort, the fact that he's a sponge. He doesn't think he's better than he is, and he understands where his strength is as a basketball player right now.
Well, a big part of, you see Kufos with the flush, a big part of Rick Barnes' success over the years at every stop, Providence, Clemson, now Texas, is a physical style of play. Now this last year, Texas, because they were so young, they haven't spent as much time in the weight room, was more of a finesse version of a Rick Barnes teams. But traditionally, he likes to play that tough, rugged, man-to-man defense. And of course, he'll be a great fit at Texas.
Kufos gets the rebound away from Eric Gordon.
I tell you what, Eric Gordon is heading to Indiana. He is a mismatch nightmare for a lot of clubs next year in the Big Ten, Lav. You cover that league. And Eric Gordon, with his size, invert the offense as an offensive rebounder. Very tough to handle in Bloomington, Indiana next year.
And last bucket up and in. Little soft lefty runner by Jared Bayless. And there's now a timeout on the floor with 7:26 remaining in this one. Don't forget, folks, that the NBA playoffs on ABC, they continue tomorrow on Sunday as the Lakers take on the Phoenix Suns in game 1 of the first round. The NBA playoffs first round on ABC Sunday starts at 2:30 Eastern time. It's also available in high definition on ABC HD. Kobe Bryant, Steve Nash, two guys that are fun to watch for your Sunday afternoon viewing. In case you're wondering, the all-time leading scorer in this game, a kid by the name of LeBron James. He was the MVP of the 2003 Jordan Brand All-American Classic. LeBron James actually teammates now with Shannon Brown, who had the 4th highest scoring total at 27 points.
You know, I think we're seeing a pattern of players having a smoother transition when they make the jump from high school to college or college to the NBA. And I think it starts with these kids in 4th, 5th, 6th grade traveling across the country, playing in elite level tournaments, playing in places like the Garden. There's that great take by Freeman. Again, just a good feel out of DeMatha High School. Fundamentally sound, well coached. What a great indicator for John Thompson to be able to go in to DeMatha and pull out a player like Mr. Freeman.
Austin Freeman showing that good power